you're obviously the big story. Everyone wants to talk about you right now as Jason Miller keeps calling you out. And Caesar straight
He
said,
don't want to fight me, though. He's over here trying to go act like I don't want to fight him. But everybody know, who doesn't want to fight? I walk right up in this guy's face and I tell him what, I hit him in the face with the water bottle. It bounces off his face. And I'm like, what? What are you going to do then if you're going to fight me? Then fight me then, motherfucker. And he stands there frozen not going to say to me. So, and I'm going, who doesn't want to fight now? I lost a lot of decisions. I thought I won. I lost all those decisions that I won. I won those fights. So whatever.
I remember talking to you after a bunch of those, and you're like, all these guys want to do is hold me down.
I won all those fights, whatever. So, yeah, I lost that fight. Yeah, I did. I admit losing that fight 100%. I lost that. I screwed up there. I had, I was out there doing karate. But, can you imagine if it was just someone had said, hey, just take this guy down. Don't stand up with him, right? Don't do it. But I was, why would I do that? I'm just going to fight, I'm just going to go out there and fight. When I learned how to fight in the UFC and I learned what's important on scoring criteria and on winning rounds, when I look back, I go, okay, well, I didn't understand what I was fighting, like what I was working for in the round, So I fought Diego Sanchez, and I lost fair and square on account of going on bottom every round, and I didn't look at it as control, but now the way that I know how to look at it, I'll go ahead and say, yeah, that was control because that's what he was fighting for. But I wasn't fighting for that. I was fighting for a tap out and for damage, and I almost got more tap outs, and I put more damage in the end. So he's more beat up than me.
My biggest obstacle, I think, would just is kind of overcoming my own personal faith in BJ Penn, because after all, he's pretty much a guy. I don't look up to a lot of guys, but I can look up to BJ Penn for a long time. But he came from my school. You gotta understand, he came from my academy, and whether he says he does or whoever says he does, he doesn't. That's where he came from. So that's where he started learning jiu-jitsu, and I actually had his first mixed martial arts fight on video. I don't even know if he's ever seen it, but I had it on a tape, like cassette tape.
Yeah, it's made me look real bad in every possible way. Except for in a fighter's perspective, I intimidate other people. That's a good thing, right? You motherfuckers are scared, aren't you? I bet you are, because my up. You know what I mean? I'm over here with a bad attitude every day, and it's real shit. And and
is the attitude real?
What the why? I wouldn't be complaining about it if it wasn't. Now I'm all up. Thank you very much. Can I get paid? Can I get some money? You know what I mean? Can I give back a little bit? There ain't no way out of this now. So, I put mine in. You put yours in. Stand up and say something. This is I do mine. You do yours.
It's gonna be a hell of a fight. There's a lot on the line. There's a lot of pride on the line. There's everything on the line.
Look at the things it says around here. Look at this. Focus on the hard times ahead with thoughts of those who came before you. Focus on the mission ahead with thoughts of your role as a leader in your community. Focus on the obligations of your family.
Hey, champion!
With thoughts of their needs first.
There's always extra pressure on me, I don't get a lot of support, and not fan support, but like just support as in, I don't get a lot of sponsorship support. I like to thank my sponsors and everything. They hook me up. I make a good, make good money for my sponsors, and but as far as people coming to me trying to find me and offering me gigs and things and interviews or press or publicity, I don't have a lot of people helping me out with that department. So I just got to, do the best I can. They're all you know, on camera, and they're doing the whole Twitter thing with each other. And I think it's, you know, I think it's kind of funny or whatever. I think that it's pretty funny that a lot of these guys all play along with it. I'm into, you know, playing by the rules or whatever, but you know, it's like everybody's on, it's like everybody's on this, everybody that fights in the UFC, they're like on the same team or something, and they fight each other. I don't agree with that. I don't think that's good for fighting, you know. Supposed to fight for the title. So, you know, and that wasn't, you know, I didn't go back on that. That wasn't me, you know what I mean? They went back on that. So, um, you know, people want to blame me for spoiling that deal, but they spoiled that deal for the fans. It wasn't that I spoiled that deal. You know, you tell me what to do, I'll do it. You know, nobody's telling me, hey, show up for this press conference or you're not fighting. It's like, yeah, right. Like, I'm not going to show up, and people are going to know that I don't want to fight. I do want to fight. And it's why I've been fighting my whole life, training and representing my team. I'm not trying to let my whole team down.